So, I'm Dr. Karen Rakowski, aka Butterfly Karen. Welcome to what's going down in Karen's town. There's a lot. I've literally just finished filming Palantir's Planet, which the author's reading, which will air this probably Thursday or Friday to members only first, because they're fabulous and they get early access. So it will be probably available to the public on Saturday night, and then obviously it'll be on my website too, so you can, anytime you want to learn about any of my books, you can just go to my website, my author's lounge, and then you can watch, you know, I talk about and I read some of the books too, of what you're about to buy. But Palantir's Planet, it's not just knowledge and understanding, it's also part of a healing journey as well. So and again, it's really on par with helicists versus the narcissist, because it's all to do with the paradigms and the beliefs and the programming and how we can escape it all, basically. So and as a parapsychologist, I feel like that's my responsibility, and being obviously a bit of a multidimensional being, that's definitely my responsibility to at least bring some knowledge to the earthly table. Which is why, so right now, obviously, I'm going to be working on volume 3, which is based on the Caribbean Airways frequency. It is a frequency that you need to be able to mind travel into to connect to Palantir's Planet. So, but if you're into all of, you know, if you just want, it's not really about learning about a completely different planetary system. It's also to do with how it affects us here on the earthly realm. And these are pretty much some of our ancestors. So it's understanding, like, when we hear the term extraterrestrials and aliens, I mean, they're just non-local, you know. A lot of them are our ancestors, so they were here long before we were. But it's just sort of like learning and understanding that, which is why you don't need to fear when you hear the sort of words, when you hear aliens and extraterrestrials. Well, there's different types of species. There's lower dimensional species, which are very nefarious and malevolent, and they tend to help, you know, the shadow governments, obviously, right? But those are the ones you know that can hurt us. But then you've got the duality of them. You've got the other side. You've got the high dimensional beings that are trying to help us, help ourselves. I mean, they're not going to help us. Like, part of helping us is for us to help ourselves. But they're not going to save us from ourselves. They're going to try and help us help ourselves, because the first law and all that beautiful stuff. So, it was kind of nice. I was looking forward to working on, you know, getting ready to do the Palantir's Planet, so the author's reading, and yeah, it can be a bit emotional as well, but because the wisdom and learned experiences I have to deal with to bring that, and really Palantir's Planet as well, the first volume, that was a lot of downloads and information and experiences all in 1 year in 2018, and it wasn't just paranormal, it wasn't just parapsychological, it was physical. That was when my uterus, it was the year my uterus went and everything, so I was never going to be a mother. There was never going to be a direct bloodline left, but wow. So many things, but it was also part of my reawakening that needed to, because I had to get back on mission, basically. So I do really go into detail as well, but I was looking forward to bringing it to the table, and I know some of my amazing members, they've already got their copies of Palantir's, I believe, New Army, because the volume 2 is about the New Army. These are being sold now as a collection, and that also includes the quantum intelligence binary code. That is a language. There's a lot of intelligence language that's coming through. You know, again, the high dimensional beings will bring the knowledge to the earthly table, but only to those that understand it, as long as their intentions are good, that they won't weaponize it. Which is why a lot of people, oh God, here we go. I've been getting downloads all morning. So, there's something coming in. You're probably hear another red file. I've just literally put a red file that went public. Well, that's part of the red file members. And then there's a green file version, but that was really important. That took a while to come through, that download. Had the freaking kaleidoscope effect and everything with that. That was a big download. But I still feel like there's more coming. So, just quantum intelligence. Now, this morning, for the love of God, I always get, whenever I'm dealing with like visions and downloads, it's always at silly o'clock in the morning, between 3 and 4:30 always. And I was woken up, it was strange though, because I was seeing a vision of me, and I'm like, okay, this is weird, but that's okay, I'll go with it. And I was in the city, and I was in a store, and I came out the store, and I was getting into my car, and then I saw there was like a car across from me on the other side of the road, and this guy was getting into the passenger side. So there was already somebody in the drive, but he was getting to the passenger side, and he just started shooting at everybody, and he shot me in the fucking neck. I'm like, mother. So I had to hold my throat, because I was like, oh God, really in the neck. I'm like, really? And he came at me, and you could see, and obviously I locked my doors, but I got into the car, and I was like, fuck, I pressed my 911, you know, my car, my smart car, and I'm holding my neck, because I'm like, because I thought the moment he's gonna go, ksh, I'm like, crap, I've got to hold this in, you know, for the love of God. And he's coming at me, trying to carjack me, and I'm just kind of looking at him going, go away, because I'm going to take you down, you piece of shit, and all this kind of crap. And he's like threatening me with this gun, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm still holding my neck, but I can still see it. It was weird. So because I thought, well, I don't want to drive because I'm already going dizzy. I'm not letting this piece of crap into my car. He's not going to carjack me, right? He's already shooting other people. He's just shooting. It was really weird. And I'm like, okay, you know, so I'm waiting for the emergency to come through, and they've already got my car location, obviously. And then I'm like, I've got to stay awake. I've got to stay aware, because I was feeling like I'm just leaving, you know. And I can't drive because I'll end up crashing into somebody, and that's not going to be good. And then obviously when the cops came, when all the emergency came, I said, okay, I need help, and I was like, I'm really a bit concerned, and I couldn't believe it. The cops were more concerned about the shooter than me. And I'm like, what the hell has gone wrong where they're appeasing to this piece of shit that's just shot me in the neck and everybody else, and all these random innocent people. So, and they were like trying to, oh, just give us the gun. I'm fucking bleeding out here. There's other people bleeding out, right? There's clearly symbolism to this vision, I'm telling you. And so I'm bleeding out, and I'm like, oh God, I'm just going to hold onto my neck. I'm going to have to hope for the best, right? So it was really strange. And then, so they were more concerned about them. And then I got to the hospital. Finally got into the hospital, checked in and everything, all that kind of crap, just got in. And I said, look, you know, I don't want to let go of my neck, because I know that if I let go of my neck, it's all going to split out. And like, it's okay, we're here now. And did you harm the gunman? I went, what now? I went, what do you mean did I harm the gunman? No, you dipshits, right? The guy who just shot me in the neck, and he's shooting other people. Why are you so concerned? It didn't matter what was happening. Is wherever I went, wherever I went, like from the cops to the ER, they were more concerned about the welfare of this freaking piece of shit that I just started shooting everybody, right? I'm like, oh, I'm not in this. So anyway, I don't know. I kind of snapped out of it, like, no, I don't care. And then the next thing, I was in another vision. This time, I'm in a grocery store, and the same guy comes up to me in the grocery store, and he threatens me with a freaking gun. I'm like, what's that? Really, again? And I'm like, oh, no, you're not going to shoot me again. So I was already it was really strange, and so just kind of waggled me. So now I'm looking at him going, I don't think so. And he's like, give me your bag. I went, I don't think so, creature. He's like, give me your bag. So I picked up this tin, right? I don't care. I picked up this tin, and I just threw it at his head. And I was just throwing these tins at his head, and he was shooting all over the place. But I managed to grab his hand, and I was holding his hand up, right? And it's in the air, and I'm like, I'm throwing these tins at his head and everything around. I'm like, you can shoot in the air. We don't give a flying flip-flop as long as you're not shooting anybody else. And then once he was like, oh God, I kicked him in the bollocks, obviously. And then he went down, and then I was just like, stay down, you creature. So so he'd run out of ammo, obviously. Then we had to wait, and I was holding him down. I'm like, you're not going anywhere. You're staying there. The cops are on the way. So the police came, and again, I'm like, look, this guy is just basically shooting everybody. He's just trying to threaten me. He wants my money and all this kind of crap. And I had to like disarm him. I'm like, well, is he all right? What do you mean, is he all right? Again, they were just more concerned about the criminal. It was really strange, and I thought, okay, I woke up and I'm like, what in God's name is that all about, guardians, right? So I got ready, made my coffee, got ready for work, and I just had this strange feeling like, just watch people today. Because sometimes I can get, if it was a heads up for me to just be aware of like being in public. So I was like getting ready, I wasn't nervous or anything, I was just getting ready. And then as soon as I got out and I was driving, there was this truck up my butt, right? Big truck, big ram. And I'm like, you really don't need to be, you don't need to be getting that close at all. There's no need. And it's like, if it was got any closer, it would have basically just driven up my freaking boot, And I'm like, really? So I'm pulling over to the other side. I pull over to the other side, right? I switch lanes, and he switches lanes. I'm like, oh, hell, not today, Satan. Not today, keep your creatures away. So I go over to the fast lane. So I speed up a little bit, like, I've got to get away from this creature. He comes into the fast lane. I'm like, oh, okay, are we doing this today? Is this what's happening? Am I dealing with the road demons today? Is this what's going on? So I managed to get out, and then I just decided to go for the car wash. So I went towards a car wash. I thought, I'll just go there and just get out the way. And then as I got back on the road, I just switched directions. I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn around. I was going with my intuition at this point. And then as I was driving, there was this guy in a white car, right? I mean, if you thought the ram was up my butt, this guy was up my butt. I'm going through a school there, a school road at point, which is 15 miles per hour. He's up my butt, trying to push me to speed, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So I'm seeing mine rising, like, hang on a minute, I can't be going beyond. So I'm pulling, he's literally speeding, trying to make me speed in this little zone. And he's up my butt, literally, and I'm looking in through the windshield. I'm like, just talk right off. I'm not playing this kid. So I got out of the 15 miles per hour zone, and I'm just I'm going a bit faster, obviously, and he's still up my butt. And I'm like, oh God, I swear to God, you know what? We're going home. Strange. But now also, I wanted to look at any updates on Nancy Guthrie. I do believe I mean, to be honest, I know there's a lot of bodies just sort of coming to the surface. I'm not surprised after monsoon. That's kind of normal. Nancy Guthrie update. It's kind of normal after monsoon, but you've got to remember, a lot of people that, a lot of bodies that, sometimes they're just hikers who just get hit by the heat and then they go missing. Some of them are homeless people. Some of them are, obviously, as we know, immigrants trying to come across the border of Mexico, and then they walk through the desert terrain, and those elements don't care who you are. Those elements will get you if you don't have, and especially, so a lot of people just sort of like pass away in the desert, just hiking and walking, and again, it's just so, I feel like everybody's like, oh my God, it's Nancy. It's like, there are a lot of missing people. There's a lot of other missing people that have just, resurfacing. I kind of knew it was going to happen as well, because I was recently saying, I think it was during one of my members' lives, I said, don't be surprised I think it was like 3 weeks ago, don't be surprised if you start seeing bodies just sort of surfacing from the earth, because I just felt like we were going to get, and I feel like there's been at least 3 or 4 now in the space of the last couple of weeks. But I'll try and find any updates anyway, to be honest. But they're not looking, I don't believe they're, I don't think for a second they think it's Nancy, and to be honest, I feel like it's more on my wavelength. Like it's probably the monsoon again, and you'd be amazed at how, yeah, a lot of bodies unfortunately do sort of rise to the surface after monsoons. What is this? I just saw a Facebook post, but I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I'm not even interested. I never really believed anything I was reading on some bloody Facebook anyway, so all that kind of devil's playground crap. So the Attorney General, I wish I had an update on Nancy Guthrie. Clearly nothing there then, that was a week ago. So sleuths, Nancy Guthrie sleuths are convinced they've identified Porch Guy. Well, anything that's, I'm not being funny, but one thing I won't fall into is the trap of AI, people using AI programs to try and get beyond the mask. Okay. The reason is because I know how great AI can be, and that's just because no, I'm not, I don't like, look, I like AI for the good, what it can do, but I also know it can be completely manipulated and everything. So that can just generate anybody's face from a mask, I wouldn't, but I mean, I've seen a few images as well of like faces being, and again, I've used AI, so straight away I'm like, nope, nope, not falling into that trap. So, because again, AI can generate anything that you want it to generate if you really, it's great for some things. Like, and interestingly, I just put, if you were to go to my community page, I found, that's an example of what I'm talking about, fan example. I literally found one of my pictures from when I was contractor in Iraq. And it was one of my favourite pictures. I think it's when I had the 1950s AK-47 Russian shot, like a shot. It was cool. I mean, that's the weapon I was training with and stuff. But I remember thinking, when I saw my picture, I'm like, the cameras were crap back then, I didn't realise how bad it was. So all I did was put the photo into AI and I said, enhance the image so I can see. Yeah, it looks exactly like me and they've enhanced it, but so I thought I like to just try and show you how easy it is to take people's photos and manipulate it, or use AI to manipulate pictures and things like that. So even though it does look like me, but it obviously, because it is me, but it's just like, it's great that I can bring that photo back to life, but at the same time, I just don't trust you at all. And I don't trust people using it. So, and then my book covers on my Iraq saga, I've actually used my picture on all 4 books. They look slightly different from each one, but that's because that's how easily somebody can take pictures, manipulate it and use them. So you've got to be very careful. And if I'm doing that to my own, and somebody, let's say somebody wanted to create a narrative or anything like about me, and place me in a picture doing something with somebody that I don't even know, it's easily done. You've got to be very careful. So when it comes to this sort of stuff where people are trying to, see that guy's face through the mask, I mean, he's already distorted his eyes. Now, had he not distorted his eyes with a light, the biometric system could have picked up his eyes if he was in the biometric system. But I don't know, I'm just not, I wouldn't be buying into, I mean, forensics is one thing, but using AI to try and see beyond the mask, I wouldn't. Hello there. Ooh, I felt like somebody just tapped me for a tracker then, like, shut up. I wouldn't believe it. I don't think I'd buy into it. I'd want to rely on DNA, and even then the geological DNAs came back inconclusive as well, which was a bit disappointing, but And we waited a while for that as well. And I still got faith in that. I'm still hoping, like, ooh, you know, you never know. You just never know. An arrest warrant has been issued for a 33-year-old Alex James Barnett in connection with the murder of Carlos Ramirez. Detectives also need help identifying 2 additional suspects. Know something. See, you know, Pima County, that's a weird, Tucson's weird anyway, but it's just rampant with, again, it's just rampant with freaking criminals and everything. These are the sort of people, the sort of criminals down there, they'll shoot you in the neck, right? Take 20 bucks off you and not give a flying flip-flop. They're that deranged, I'm telling you. So, they'll just shoot you. They ain't got no respect for human life at all, some of these people. Strange. But I'm not going to feed into the fear either, because at the same time, a lot of, that's why I don't really like watch the news or anything like that, because a lot of it's just like exaggerated fear-based, you know what I mean? But I did hear was it last week or the week before? There was like a shootout apparently down there in Pima County. I mean, that county is not looking good for the sheriff, is it? It's not looking good. The increasing crime's not looking good, you know, for the leaders in charge at all. Okay, what is this? She could absolutely be alive. Nancy has been missing for nearly 7 months, and the PCSD has not yet determined a suspect or a motive in her case. While many assume that she won't be found alive due to alleged health, several remain hopeful. One of those holding out hope is kidnapping survivor victim who was abducted. Yeah, but you were 14 and healthy, right? This is a lady that's not. That's a different situation altogether. She could absolutely still be alive. I would remind people that we don't know all the details. No, we don't. But when you're not getting told anything either, at all. Hey Steve, welcome in. Hey Steve, how are you? If you're not getting told any of the details either, and you're not getting updates or anything like that, well, everybody's going to speculate, because that's what people do. But, and 9 times out of 10, situations like that, they never end well. And to be perfectly honest, if it was for murder, for, you know, kidnap for ransom, well, within that first 7 days, there was no proof of life. They didn't offer proof of life, did they? So that logically tells you she may have been alive for a few days, then something happened to her, and she probably passed away. So they're not going to get a cent, are they? Because there's no proof of life. Otherwise, they would at least distribute proof of life. But they didn't do that. So yeah, that to me is just weird. I held hope, obviously, but doing what I do and seeing what I saw on the 7th, once energy aligns with me, that's very telling straight away anyway. So that tells me this sucks, because this usually energy is not, it's not in the 3D anymore. But I certainly hope that the investigators have more details than we do. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, they're going to have a lot more. They know a lot more. They're just not telling us anything. So they're just leaving it open to speculators. But and people are going to make assumptions. It's just, that's how it is. That's the internet anyway. But yeah, I think and if there is still hope, that's dimming quite fast. So I think if they want us to hold on to hope, then they need to tell us something. Do you know what I mean? Or give us some sort of update, and not like vague. No. Hey Steve, well, how you doing? Welcome in. How's your day going? Having a random live today. Oh, hello. Yeah, I've got some freaking downloads. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, they, hang on a minute, we talk, because I remember drinking the, well, it wasn't the Native Indians though, it was the Fijians. We used to drink that stuff in Iraq all the time. We used to just sit there. But I don't know what it was. I just felt like real relaxed, you know. It wasn't like tripping or anything like that. I wasn't on any dimensions. I'm about to ride out to my mother-in-law's house to bring a Chinese food. This is the anniversary that her pal passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Cozy. Yeah, give her just give her a big hug. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, and you've probably been, you've probably just, you know. And it's kind of hard to know what to say, you know, when it comes to parents who've lost a child. There's no right thing to say. You can't even get it right. There's nothing you can say at all. Because you know, unless you've lost a child, you're never going to really understand. So it's really sad, but as a mother, you can definitely give her lots of hugs. I think Man Indians would have had good friends. Well, the thing about the Native Indians as well, they all knew how to work together as a collective to make the community run, but they also respected their divine feminine, like their women. They respected them because they respected their divine feminine, like the nurturing aspects of them. So that's what you call teamwork. These days, not a chance in hell. You got freaking men out there acting like women and women acting like men. It's backwards. Now their divine feminine and masculine energies are completely upside down. They're confused. Is there an Asian area in Phoenix? Gotta find some good TMC practitioners. I think there is, yeah. I'm always looking for Chinese herbalists. I will Google it. I'll find one. You've got to be a bit careful though, you know, you just don't know, but I will find one. Yeah, absolutely, Cozy. Yeah, big love. Because I think like we can learn a lot from the Asians and the Chinese, absolutely. For medicinal purposes. And the Japanese. That's why I like Reiki. That's why I like energy healing. Like sometimes if I always like to sort of like heal myself, self-healing all the time. Like if I start feeling like I've got no thyroid here but this side, but it starts going, or if they say, oh, it's growing again, I'm like, bastard. Get rid of it. I'll like go to town on the energy and everything. Like, for the love of God, I'm not losing that side. But it's really annoying. And then, like I say, when I found one lump in this boobie, and the check that one, I found another lump in that boobie. I'm like, what the hell? So pulling loads of energy in and everything, like, it's weird. And the only reason they found the one in that side is because they didn't find it in the 3D mammogram. They found it in the ultrasound. And had I not pushed him to do the ultrasound, they wouldn't have even found it. So that'd have been growing and everything. Hell no. I'm sorry, I just don't trust the medical field at all. It sucks because it shouldn't be like that. And it's still it's still really good medical help, but I just don't trust it. I don't. Because there's so many mistakes. It's just, and there shouldn't be mistakes. And thankfully my doctor, she was like, she wanted the full diagnostics. And, you know, she said, oh my God, the doctor said it looks fine. You don't need to do your ultrasound. I went, oh, I'm doing it. And she went, well, I went, no, my doctor's going to need it. And guess what? Oh, we've got a lump there, and we've also found one there. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I've got a freaking biopsy scar, and it's like, now I've got to keep an eye on it. And it's like, really? And you were going to send me out with a freaking lump growing? What the hell? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Cozy, just give us some hugs. So, you know, always go with your intuition, always get second opinions and everything if you need to. Don't, because again, they don't know everything, do they, clearly? And especially when they get proven to be wrong, and that hits their ego then. So, we've got an ego problem. I feel the same about the medical community, and my foot surgeon is highly accredited, but let's face it, I'm on my 4th foot surgery. Well, I don't even want to know how much the surgery costs, but that's it's almost like, oh, we'll just band-aid it until we need to do some more surgery, and we'll band-aid it and we'll charge a real big, send a big invoice in, and then really. You know, I think after the 3rd time, if I had to go back for a 3rd time, Carol, I'll probably be looking at a different surgeon. Like, 2nd time, okay, we're gonna fix this. 3rd time, I'd be like, hell no. 4th time, are you for real? But that's how I would be. I'd just be like, no. But then again, you're gonna go back because they're familiar with your condition, with your problem, with your foot problem. But yeah, you'd be like, are you even fixing it? Or are you just band-aiding it? My bank account isn't happy. I went to 4 doctors. Jesus Mary, Jesus. I bet it's not. I bet it's not. It's not good. It's expensive and it's diabolical. But that's the other thing about health insurance. I don't like insurance at all in any shape or form. I think it's a scam. I have so many issues with it that accumulates to me reasonings behind it, but I don't like it, and I don't like medical health. And as you can see, the amount of medical health fraud that some of these doctors and surgeons and everybody are doing lately, and they're getting caught for it and everything. It's like that's where your taxes have been going into their pockets. The diabolical creatures, and they're supposed to be surgeons and doctors, and we're supposed to put our freaking safety and health and well-being into their hands. Disgusting. I tell you, it's all about money. It's not healthcare anymore, it's a business. I mean, if I could have, I wouldn't have liked to have got, well, I wouldn't have liked to have got a hysterectomy done on NHS though, and even my thyroidectomy, I wouldn't have wanted that done in the socialist medicine. I wouldn't have wanted that doing there, no fucking way. I would have had a right mess, and I would have had major scars and everything, so. And it would have been free, but it would have been, because, again, it's almost like, well, we're not private doctors, so we can't make our $1 million paychecks a year, or multi-million-dollar paychecks a year, but we're trying to give out the perception that we're in it for the health. No, they're not. Otherwise, they care about how they're going to sky you up and everything, and how long you've got to wait as well. So, but free healthcare takes forever. It does, and I was raised on a free healthcare, and it does. It can take. I mean, when I got my, is it my hysterectomy, or is it my thyroidectomy? I had to wait. One of the surgeries, I had to wait for a while. I'm like, what the hell? I could have got this done on the NHS a lot faster, and that would have been like a 3-month waiting list. I could have flown back to I think it might have been me. Was it my hysterectomy? I can't remember now, but I was like, I could have flown to the UK, got this done. I can't remember which one it was, and I was like, really, this is supposed to be America? So, that's why all the British teeth really shit and everything. Because it's NHS dentists and everything. And there was no real private healthcare back in the UK until like Bupa, and that was back in the day, and that took years to come in. So, and that's when the doctors and surgeons realised we can make a lot more money by going private. So screw the people that need it. They don't care about that. They don't care about, no, they care about the money. So, yeah, it takes a long time. I'm on one Facebook group a lot, and there are people on the NHS, and they say how terrible. Oh, it's terrible. It's horrible. And then they've privatised it and everything, so it's even worse. like when you go to an ER here, right? Here's an example. When you go to the ER here, you walk in. Sometimes you might, depending on how busy it is, you might wait an hour, maybe 2 hours, right? Do you know how long you can wait in the ER in England? 13 fucking hours. I know people that have waited 13 hours just in the ER waiting room just to see a doctor. That's bad. No emergency room should ever have a system where you're waiting 13 hours. When I used to go to the ER back in the day, I used to be waiting 6 hours. That's bad enough. You'd think over time that would have got better. It got worse. I know, people, that's why I'm so paranoid. Oh, do you mean in the medical field game, Steve? You know, people that are in the medical game, is that what you're saying? And if you already know that, then you probably know to stay away. I know, right? It's bad. Yeah. I mean, one of my friends, she had to wait 3 months just to get a freaking biopsy on her breast. Like, what the hell? What the hell has it come to when you got to wait? I mean, you could probably end up with freaking breast cancer by the time they find out. You might end up with like freaking stage 3 breast cancer. It's not normal. But people, weirdly, everybody wants socialist medicine here in the United States. It's like, are you for real? No. First of all, it's a small little island, right? And that's what we pay NHS, the NHS for, national insurance, and that's why it's diabolically crap. But if it's nothing serious and you could just do some surgery, you can go to Mexico. That'd be a bit weird, or you can go to Canada, and you probably get it a bit cheaper. You might, depending on if you can pull strings and get it free up there. I don't know, but I mean, I know I probably could because I'm still a British citizen, but I won't want to. Yeah, I gotcha. Exactly, Steve. I wouldn't be, if I knew people in the game, I wouldn't. I'd be a bit paranoid too. It's sad, but this is how we've got to live. We've got to put our health and well-being and safety into people's hands that are probably really diabolical, and probably some of them are probably psychopathic too. Mexico has some good dentists and so much cheaper. I know, and I always hear the horror stories of people get the dental work done and they come back and their teeth are falling out and everything. I mean, it's kind of freaky, scary. When I had a crown put in, I remember the first time I got the crown put in, the dentist or the orthodontist, however they want to be known, dentist, she pushed down, like she put the crown in and she pushed down so hard she actually cracked the crown. I went, what the? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to wait now while I reset another one. So they put the temporary one back in the foot. That was a cue right there too. And they couldn't get the root canal. They couldn't even pull the full root canal because it was so, apparently my tooth was so calcified, and I'm like, what the hell? So then she sent me to a specialist, and he said, I can't get it all out, so I can just, I'm like, really? Why don't you just take the whole freaking tooth? If you can't get to the canal or the root, right, why don't you just take the whole tooth? So it just got to the point where I've just been dealing with freaking crowns, and they don't last long either, the crap. I woke up one morning and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell's in my mouth? It's my crown, it fell out. So I've been messing around with it, my tongue and everything. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Bad, pathetic, it's terrible. Mexico, gotta know where and who to go to in Mexico. Yeah, no, that's a bit risky, isn't it though? I think it's like the British, they all go to like, is it Turkey? All the British go to Turkey or one of those countries, thinking, you know, because they can get cheaper healthcare, and then they end up where their freaking mouse, their whole teeth fall, they come back and they're like, my mouse falling apart and everything. It's like, what? I got an infection. Why would you go? At that point, just stick with the NHS. A little and for the doctor, a little for Steve, a little bit more for the doctor. Oh yeah, it's always a bit more for the doctor, isn't it? Yeah. When you know, you know. I know my little pin cushion. I'm due to go and get my 90-day blood works done again. Soon, any day now. Ooh la la. And this one, like, I went to the ER, and when they put the drip in, they, you know, because obviously they need it when you're, you know, you're going to get the, when they put in the, what do you call it? It'll come to me. When they put the, I've completely lost, I forgot what you call it. When they put the fluid in, you know, not when you get an MRI, but when you get in a, is it a, yeah, the IV, but there's the contrast, right? They put it, she put it in here, and immediately I'm like, ooh, that hurts. And I'm like, And you know when you just know, and she was like, it's fine. Immediately you're like, I just want to punch you in the face, but okay then. But you're a nurse, I've got to be really cool apparently. Got to be really respectful. And so she's, I'm like, really? And then even when I got to get, when they put the contrast, I went, you know, that really, really hurts. She went, really? I went, yeah, it really stings. And she's like, it shouldn't sting. Let me have a look. And she said, well, it doesn't look like they put it in correctly. Like, and I went, well, I can't say that, can I? And she's like, okay, let me, I said, let's just do it so we can, but I think they need to take it out. She didn't take it out. And in fact, I said to, I ended up being admitted that night. And when I got to the ward, when I went upstairs, the nurse was really nice, and she said, oh, let me just put some, let me see. I went, can I ask you to just take that out, please? And she went, is it really bothering you? I went, yeah. I said, when they put the contrast in, it was really bad. And she went, oh, no, we can't have that. So she took it out, she put another one in, and she went, oh, that, yeah. The crazy bitch gave me a blood clot. Not the good nurse, the ratty one. I ended up with a freaking blood clot. And it was moving around and everything. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So she caused a freaking blood clot. And then I had to go on blood thinners for about 6 weeks. And it was only because it was getting worse, and it was swelling, and it was real bruised, and it was like, there's something wrong. And this was after I'd left the ER. And then I went to the ER again, and I said, look, you know, because I said, there's something wrong with my hand, I'm telling you. She said, oh, well, it looks fine. It's probably just, you know. I went, okay, whatever. So I went to and that was like Honor Health. So I went to a completely different brand. Again, but the fact that you've got hospitals that are branded tells you everything you need to know that it's the business. So I went to a completely different brand. And that the nurse there, she went, oh yeah, you got a blood clot. I went, oh, for the love of God. And she was the fourth, that was the fourth ER I went with this after this problem. So she diagnosed it after a fourth ER visit. She went, let's just get you on blood thinners, and hopefully, the good thing is it's not a main vein, it's just, but you still don't want it moving around, so we need to break it up. So I had to go on blood thinners, and then I had to be careful because I was waking up with freaking bruises and everything. I'm like, oh, do you know what? So I was really not happy with that place at all. And I don't go back to, if I have to go to the ER, I won't go back there. No way. I'm on my way to me. Yeah, just try and take some deep breaths there, cozy. I know, I can understand why you sat there. Yeah. I mean, you know, like contrast is not really supposed to, I mean, you feel it apparently, but it's not supposed to be like, oh, you're not supposed to be, what the, that's, you know, there's something wrong. And that's kind of what it was like. It was really painful. Like, I've got a really good pain tolerance. But I was like, oh my God. She went, what? Oh God, that just stings all the way up. She went, oh my God, that's not good. She went, I don't think it's in properly, the IV. I'm like, you're telling me? So I just, it's not good. Just put in it shouldn't be that hard to know what you're doing to put an IV in correctly. And now my whole freaking thing's scarred. My whole, like, that vein has never been the same since. Well, yes, so Steve, if you can think of a natural herbalistic cure for to replace levothyroxine for the thyroid, and also a natural remedy for hormonal weight to calm it the hell down. Because I do my trampolining and everything. I do, you know, I do it all. Just don't do a damn thing. Don't do. It's annoying. My veins are tiny, so I roll and yeah, I do. And like this one, so here, every time they try this arm, I don't know if it's due to the same vein that had a problem in my hand, but it always like swells up, and I'm like, oh, we should probably, let's not touch the left side at all. I really don't want another clot. Let's use the pin cushion. So this one, it's normally good, but he's like, oh, you use this every 90 days, don't you? I went, yeah, when you've got a lovely little like pin cushion there. So, yeah, then you know exactly where to go in. That's it. Yeah. So like, yeah. I've had to use the tiny little needles too. It's nice to know we all have to deal with something, doesn't it? And we can all share. Yeah, how is your foot getting on now though, Carol? I mean, is it getting any better? I mean, like, is it did you have the little pins taken out yet? That still makes me go, ooh la la. So, I know I like the idea of acupuncture, but someone once told me if they stick it into the wrong nerve, accidentally can paralyze you. I'm like, oh, for the love, okay, I'm not doing it. So, I always like the idea of it. Mine too, Carol. Yeah. You want pin cushions too. I think that's going to be an age thing as well. I think we become pin cushions as we get older. Supposed to deal with more crap. All stitches and pins out last week. In a boot and heel walk only in the bathroom with a walk. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's a good sign then. Hopefully, it heals. That's good. Yeah, I just had to keep it clean as well. Time to stand up and move a little more for 1 minute. Okay. Foot is swollen, toe hurts, heel hurts. We'll find out next week when I can bow, or I can weight bear. Okay. Oh yeah. yeah, it's I think it's the most painful part is when it's like healing as well, because it always feels worse before it gets better. Have they got you on some pain medication too? I mean, I'm assuming they have, but just I can be a really impatient patient. So usually when they say, oh, make sure you do this and make sure you do that, I mean, I do follow the orders, but if I have to like be too laid up or anything for too long, I get really impatient, like, oh, do I need to really be laid down for so long? Yeah, absolutely. I did acupuncture and was nervous that it would hurt, but surprisingly it didn't. I have pain meds for my back, and I'm too impatient. Yeah. Well, we definitely know I am shadow banned, because even though I wanted to test this shadow banning theory on during the day instead of the evening. I wanted to test it on a day where I can connect with the Europeans, all different timelines, and I'm still shadow banned. So, oh, what can we do? So at least I know now for sure, completely. I already knew. I just wanted to sort of test the. It's a shadow banning algorithm. That's what that is. I'm just too overcome process. Oops, over the process. Yeah, I bet you are. I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sick and tired of freaking being a pincushion, but that's it now for the rest of my bloody life now. It's annoying. Yeah, five watching. Yeah, that's not normal. I think the most I reached about maybe 30 minutes ago was like 13 people, and they're trying to tell me they aren't shadow banned me. What a load of crap. That's it. I don't even think it matters how much, what tags I use or anything. It didn't do anything at all. I'm not patient, fix it now. Yeah, I'm like that too sometimes. By the end of October, doctor said I should be walking. Oh, that's good. I know, but hopefully you are. Just small steps. I know somebody told me to open another channel, because he said, oh, if you're so shadow banned, why do you open another channel? Well, why? So they can do it there. They're gonna know it's me. They're gonna follow my content. They're going and they're just gonna shut me down there. So I really don't see what the point, It took me years to get the subscribers I got. Years, I tell you. Years to build up, but it's that's what happens when you're a true speaker. Do you think you're going to be walking there by the end of October there, Carol? Do you believe what they're saying to you? That's the other question. Do you believe it? Well, I'm going to slowly good Lord. Okay, really? Why is it every time I go live I always get tongue twisted? It's like, yeah, I just thought of coming randomly today, test the algorithm, chit chat, a little bit of a see what's going down in Karen's town. So watch out for me, Karen's town, because I might just pop in randomly again, and if I could get the swelling down, I would have a better chance of. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah, because that's if it's swelling, that's gonna be hard, without a doubt. So, you beautiful souls, thank you so much for coming in. Let me just give you all some love while I'm here. And I will see my beautiful members tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Wacked Weed Wednesday. Might do some Gen X talk too. I think we might go down memory lane. Yeah, don't be surprised if you just see me randomly pop in, you know, with my, I won't say when, I'll just do it, because I'm going to try and test the algorithm on different times. So now I've tried the European time zones, that's shadow banned there too, without a doubt. Yeah, I was surprised to see, yeah, me too, and that, but I don't get, I'll do them again, they'll be random, so, and if there's, like I said, if there's any updates or anything like that, I'll use it through what's going down in Karen's town. Yeah. But we can catch up and all that good stuff in Wednesday, members tomorrow. So and also BM, yeah, absolutely, yes, right. And then, like I say, members, you'll get early access to this Planet's Planet offers reading probably Thursday. So, but I'll put a notification out too on the community board just to let you know. So, absolutely, yes, absolutely, Cozy. Thinking of you, big love. You just take it easy, Carol. You're getting there. Just small steps. Thanks for coming in, Charlene. I know you're in there somewhere. Steve, you too. Thank you. I was going to say Steve Troll Patrol, but I don't think we needed it. I think we're all aware that we're shadow banned completely. So we're just, with the few that we do get in, we just sort of make the most of the time. You're very welcome, absolutely. And so yeah, I'm gonna do got a few little things I need to do, but I really don't want to go into that city. I'll probably do that tomorrow. So I'm gonna move on. Other than that, you beautiful souls, I will see you members tomorrow, and anybody else that was watching, have a great day, and ciao ciao for now.